how do you see the union movement that's taking place, frankly, around the country, but clearly aimed in certain places, and I'm thinking about New York, where I'm from, at Amazon?
Well, I mean, I'd say a few things. First of all, of course, it's employees' choice whether or not they want to join a union. We happen to think they're better off not doing so for a couple of reasons, at least. First, a place like Amazon empowers employees. If they see something they can do better for customers or for themselves, they can go meet in a room, decide how to change it, and change it. That type of empowerment doesn't happen when you have unions. It's much more bureaucratic. It's much slower. I also think people are better off having direct connections with their managers. You think about work differently. You have relationships that are different. We get to hear from a lot of people as opposed to it all being filtered through one voice. If you want to keep the construct that we've had for this long, you have to have competitive and compelling benefits, though, for employees. And it's why we championed the $15 minimum wage a few years ago, and we're up over $18 now. It's why we have full insurance, why 401k, 20 weeks of paid leave. And our career choice program, where in our fulfillment center, for our employees who want to get a college education, we'll pay for their full tuition. So those things really matter. The one thing, regardless of how it all evolves, is we just won't compromise in the customer experience. That, for us, is paramount. And
what did you think when you heard President Biden effectively say, and this is in regard to the unions around Amazon, "Here we come"?
Well, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and we have a lot of things that we, I think, have supported the administration on and agree with them on. Some of the way that we've tried to help with COVID and with immigration and the CHIPS piece that we were talking about, the infrastructure bill. We won't agree on everything, though.
When you look at one of the issues that the unions have raised, as you know so well, are safety issues. And you addressed this to some degree in this morning's letter. But I'm hoping you can speak to it because there was some data out just about two days ago that seemed to suggest, and this was data put together by, I think, some of the union advocates, that there were more, even double the number of injuries at Amazon facilities relative to their peers.
Well, look, there's a lot of ways you can spin this safety data, and some special interests, folks like you're talking about with this case, will do it for their own interests. So that data is not really accurate. What I would say is a few things. First of all, for anybody that hired a lot of people during the pandemic like we did, and there are plenty of others who did as well, their incident rates, their recordable incidents, which is what OSHA asks everyone to report on, went up in 2021 versus 2020 because you had a lot of new people. In our case, we hired about 300,000 people just in 2021, most of whom had never worked in this type of manual and industrial space and who had to be trained. And all the data we have says that the incidence of injury in the first 6 months is always much higher than thereafter. So when you have a lot of new people, you'll have more incidents. But that said, if you look at the injury data and the safety data, for us, we have a few macro areas in which we do work. We have what OSHA calls warehousing. We have what OSHA calls messengers and couriers, and then we have grocery. And if you look at the industry average versus our numbers, we're a little bit higher than average in warehousing. We're a little bit lower than average in both messenger and couriers and grocery. So we're about average, which, frankly, I take no solace in. We don't aspire to be average. We are trying to be the best in the industry. And it's why we're spending, we spent about $300 million on safety last year alone. We have about 8,000 people who just work in safety. And we're trying all sorts of things and working all sorts of things. We have a rotational program we built where we've built sophisticated algorithms that try to predict when somebody's doing something too frequently and rotate their jobs and rotate what they're working on. We have wearables that we're investing in that send haptic signals when we believe you're making a dangerous movement. We have new shoes that we've had everybody wear that protect your toes and avoid slips. We do training on body mechanics and wellness. So we're working on a lot of those things. But the reality is that we will not be happy until we're the best in the industry. And even then, I won't be happy because I'm going to know there are things that we could be doing better. This is important to me. It's important to the
How do you think about this? So one of the things that Jeff said in his letter last year was that one of the missions of Amazon now is to be Earth's best employer and Earth's safest place to work. How do you think about that relative to the priority of serving the customer?
I don't think they have to be at odds. And in fact, I think they're very complementary. When you take care of employees and employees are safe and they love working where they work, they stay longer, they tend to be happier, they tend to be more productive, and all of those things improve the customer experience. So I see them as very complementary.